Hello, good morning. You are welcome to Maths class once again. My name is Olujimi Gabriel, your regular maths teacher. Last time we talked about perimeter of shapes and we look at some basic shape like rectangle, parallelogram, circle, square, and so on like that. Now this morning we'll be looking at area of shapes. Now before we move straight to the topic, here are the objectives of this topic. At the end of this topic, you should be able to 1. Find the area of regular and irregular shapes using scale drawing. 2. Derive appropriate formula to calculate area of shapes. We'll be applying formula to calculate our shape. Now, 3. Calculate the area of shape made by combining other shapes. There are shapes that have 2 or more basic shapes joined together. Like you can have something like this. How do we calculate their area? So I think we'll be looking at this morning. Now, area. The area of a shape is the measure of its surface. Now, take for instance, you have a rectangle like this. The surface of one face is what we call area. The area of a shape is the measure of its surface. Now, I believe you still remember square. A square is used as the shape of the basic unit of area. A square is used as the shape for the basic unit of area. Now, look at, let's say we have a square like this. We know the side is 1 meter. By the time we find the area, 1 times 1 equals to 1 meter square. Depending on the unit you are using. If you are using centimeter square, it will be 1 centimeter square. If you are using meter, it will be 1 meter square. Now, what is the meaning of this? It means that, let's say we have a rectangle. The number of this square that you can have will determine the area of this shape. I take it again. The number of this square that you can find in a particular shape will determine the value of its area. Now, look at this diagram. Area can be measured by counting squares contained in a particular shape. Now, look at, this is a circle. This is a circle. It contains some boxes. Some are complete, while some are not. Like all this one at the edge. They are not full square. By the time we count all those ones that are complete, we sum up this together to give us the measure of the area. Then all those ones that are not complete, like this one, we can sum it up to give us half. Then plus this and this, we can sum this one, this and this to give us 1 square. This 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can also use it to form 1 square. That is what we will do. Include this one too. To form 1 square. This 2 and this 2, we add it together to form another 1 square. By the time we add everything together, we now have the measurement of the area of this circle, depending on the number of square it contains. Now, let's use this first diagram as an example. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Now, this is the length, this is the breadth. To get the area, this is what you do. You will count all the boxes, all the square that you can find on this surface. Now, let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That means our area equals to 12 centimeters square or 12 meters square, depending on the unit you are using. Now, remember we say this place is 1, 1, 1, 1. Here is also 1, 1, 1. That means the total breadth is what? 3. The total length here is also what? 4. 4 times 3 equals to 12. Hope that one is clear. When you do the same thing for square, what is the area of the square? Equals to, what do you think the area is? 4. 4 meters square. Because by the time you count 1, 2, 3, 4, you have 4 square containing in that square. In F too, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means this one is 10. Here, the square, they are not complete, but we can join this one to make 1, these two to make 1. That means the area will be what? 2 centimeters square or meter square. That is how to calculate the area of a shape using scale drawing. Now that takes us to the next slide, where we'll be using formula to calculate the area of rectangles and square. We know that this width is also called breadth, which I will use B to represent, and our length equals to L. Now, area of rectangle equals to length times breadth. This is the formula that we'll be using to calculate our area of rectangle. Now, look at square. Here we use side, but let us be using length. And you know the length of a square is, the length of side of a square is equal. Now, area equals to length times length, which is equals to L squared. This is the formula we'll be used to calculate area of square. Now, this is the formula here. Area of rectangle equals to length times breadth. Now, so we can also calculate length from area and breadth. We shall calculate our breadth from area and length, depending on which of the three we are given. Take for instance, if you are given area and breadth and length is missing, we divide area by breadth to get length. If we are given area and length and breadth is missing, we divide the area of the rectangle by the length to give us the breadth. Now the same thing goes to square. We said A equals to L squared from our previous slide. Now, to now get the length, let's say we are given the area and L is missing. We can use the formula L equals to the square root of A to get our length. Now, example. Calculate the area of a rectangle. Measure 6 cm by 3.5 cm. Now, this is the formula. Before you start to calculate, make sure you write out your formula first to be able to know which one is missing and which one you are given. Now, from the look of things here, 6 centimeter is for the length, while 3.5 is for the breadth, because we know among the two, the length is longer. Now, this is our length and this is our breadth. When you multiply 6 centimeter by 3.5 centimeter, we have 21 centimeter square. Now, look at 3.5 times 6. 5 times 6, 30. You put 0 down. 6 times 3, 18. 18 plus 3, that will be 21. Now, when you are multiplying, you also multiply the units together. Centimeter times centimeter will give us centimeter square. Now, look at that of when you have to calculate for breadth. You can see area is given, length is given, but breadth is missing. So we use this formula, breadth equals to area all over length. Now, what do we have here? Yeah, breadth equals to, what's our area? 224 centimeters square, and our length equals to 16 centimeter. By the time you divide, you have 224 centimeter square divided by 16 centimeter. Our answer is 14 centimeter. Now, another example. Now, calculate the area of a square advertising board, just like the big board we have on our roads. All those big boards are used for advertising products. The shape can come in any form, but in this particular case, the shape is in form of square. Now, calculate the area. Since we know that our area equals to length times length. And what is the length? 5 meters. Now, area equals to length times length. That is 5 meters times 5 meters. 5 times 5, you have 25. M times M will give you M square. Now, our answer is 25 meters square. Now, in the case you are given the area and you have to calculate the length. Now, the area of a square plot is 144 meters square. Calculate the length of the side of the plot. You know, the moment you see square, that means you should quickly remember the formula. But since we are given the area, we have to calculate for the length. Now, L equals to the square root of area. Now, what do we have here? What is our area? Our area is 144. When you find the square root of 144 meters square, you have 12 meters. Now, this is when we have combined shape. When two or more basic shape are joined together, this is what you will do. This is the original shape. And we have to calculate for the area. The best thing to do is you cut along this line. You cut along this line into 1, 2. Look at, this is the length of this first 1, 2. This is the length, this is the breadth. This is the length, this is the breadth. Now, what is the area of the first one? 6 times 4. What is the area of this one? 3 times 2. This one is 24. Why this is what? Says, by the time you sum together, it will give you 30 centimeters square. Any question? Now I take it again. You just cut along this line into 2 basic shapes. Now, here are the dimensions of the 2 shapes. Now, this one is in form of the 2 form what? Rectangle. Thank you. Now, find the area of the first one, the area of the second one. This is exactly what we did here. You can see that is how to find the area of basic shapes. This is another one. Now, this is the diagram. We have to calculate the area of this compound shape. Now, look at. By the time we cut them into 4. This is the first one. You cut along here. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, look at it here. This is the first one. This is the second one. And this is it here. Let me draw it out so that you will see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, 4. This one is 6. The breadth is 3. Second one, you can see the whole of this place is 6, while here is 4. Definitely here will be 2. You can see the whole of here is 6, while from here to here is 4. Now, to get this part, you subtract 6 minus 4 equals to 2. That's why I have 2 here. Now, look at. To find this side, the whole of this place is 12. From here to here is 12. You can see, but here is 3, here is 3, here is 2. 3 plus 2, 5 plus 3, that is 8. Now, if this place is 3, here is also 3. Here is also 3. Now, the whole of this place is 12. Definitely, here will also be what? 6. So you put your 6 here. Look at. Here is 2, here is 2. This part is 6 and 3 also. 6, 3. If you check this very well, this is the first one. 6 times 3. This second one. 6 times 2. The third one. 2 times 2. And the last one. 6 times 3. By the time you sum up everything together, that will be 18 plus 12. That is 30. Plus 4. That is 34. 34 plus 18. Let's do that one here. 4 plus 8. That is 2. Put 1 here. 3 plus 1. 4 plus 1. That is 52. That is how to dismantle compound shapes. You just have to cut along desired line. Cut this place away. Cut this place away. This is what it will form. If you know how to cut out, every other thing become easy. you just apply the formula for the shapes you were able to form out. Now, this one is another example. You can see we have outside a square shape. Inside, we have a rectangular shape. It's just like when you have a textbook and you cut part of the surface out. Now, look at this place has been cut out from the whole of this square. Has been cut out from the whole of this square. How do we do that? The first thing to do is find the area of the larger shape, which is what? Square. Now, area of square equals to length times length, which is 10 times 10 equals to 100 meters square. Don't forget, you can see that it is in meter. Now, the second shape that you cut out, that is what? Rectangle. That is area of rectangle equals to length times breadth, which is 7 times 5 equals to 35 meters square. Now, to now find the area of the remaining part, which is all this side that are still blue, you can see this part is white. Part of the blue has been what? Cut away. Now, to now find the area of the blue that is remaining, you now subtract this from this. That is area of the shaded part. This place I shade. It will now be 100 minus 35, which is equals to, subtract for me, what do you have? That is 65 meter square. That is how to find the area of a curved shape. Now we move to parallelogram. We move to parallelogram. This is the shape of a parallelogram, and it can come in different shape. Now, the distance between the upper side and the lower side, we call it height. It could also be here. It could also be outside. Look at it here. The distance between the upper side and the lower side is called h. And h is what? Height. And this is the formula to calculate our parallelogram. The area of parallelogram. A equals to base times height, where h is the height and b is the what? Base. And this is the formula to calculate our height and base respectively. When you are given the area and the base, you calculate for your height. When you are given the area and the height, you calculate your base. This is the formula we are going to be using now. Now, look at, calculate the area of this shape. Our base equals to 15, while the height equals to 6. Now, area equals to base times height, which is equals to 15 times 6. 6 times 5, 30. You put 0 down. You mean that 3. 6 times 1, 6. Plus 3, that is 90. Let's say the unit is in meter. That is 90 meter square. That is how to calculate the area of parallelogram. Another example. Not all the values are useful. Like this one, we don't need it. We only know, since you know our area to be base times height for parallelogram, and our base equals to 2.5 and h equals to 1.8. Area equals to 1.8 times 2.5. Let's do it here. 1.8, 2.5. 8 times 5, that is 40. 0, you bring 4 here. 5 times 1, 5, plus 4, that is 9. 2 times 8, 6. You put 1 down. 2 times 1, 2, plus 3. And 2 times, no, sorry. 2 times 8, 16. Put 1 here. 2 times 1, 2 plus 1, 3. That is 0, 5. That is 4.5 meters square. Let's do it again. 8 times 5, 40. You put 0 down, bring 4 here. 5 times 1, 5, plus 4, that is 9. 2 times 8, 16. Put 1 down. 2 times 1, 2, plus 1, 3. Now, add together. 0, put down. 9 plus 6, 15. 5, bring 1 here. 1 plus 3, that is 4. So our answer is 4.5. Now, this is another one talking about parallelogram having two heights. This is height 1, this is height 2. This is base 1, this is base 2. Now, what it means is that area A, we can find the area of this one. This is the base. We call this one A. Call this one B. If we are using base 1, height 1, I call it area 1. If I'm using base 2 and area 2, I can call it area 2. That is, to find the area 1, we say base 1 times height 1. Also, area 2, base 2 times area 2. Whichever the case may be, the area we are getting in this case, in each case, is the same. Therefore, height 1, base 1 times height 1 will give you the same area base 2 and height 2 will give you. Now, look at this example. We have one height here. We have another height here. This height is for this base, while this height here is for this base. Now, how do we get our area of the parallelogram? A equals to base times height. Let's use the one that is complete. This one is not complete. Equals to 4 times 6. That is equals to 24 centimeters square. Now, we said when you use this and this, you will have 24. If you also use A equals to A times H, you will also have the same area. Now, put 24 there. Equals to 8 times H. H equals to 24 all over 8, which is 3. That is how to get the value of H. Now, there is another example for you to do. Now, look at this side is not useful. We just move straight to the one that are complete. Now, area equals to base times height, which is equals to, what is our base? 6. Our height is 10, equals to 60. That is how to find that. Now, here is example for you to practice on at home. Follow the previous example I did and you will get it. These are examples for you to do, to practice using the formula. Until I come your way, next week. Stay blessed. Thank you for listening.